Hi, in this Helios tutorial we'll be talking about the Macroboard plugin interface. This is a very new plugin. It's in alpha state, so it has very basic functionality, and there are some quirks to it and some limitations. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Before we go any further, so you can the Macroboard interface is not installed when you install Helios by default. You have to get the zip file from that is compiled with the rest of the sources, but it's just a separate file, right? So if you were to update to Helios 165400.2, so you would grab the Helios installers, install it, and then you would download this Helios Stream Deck plugin. The plugin consists of 4 different DLLs, and you would drag them into your Helios plugins directory. So I'm going to go to my Helios Virtual Cockpit, Helios, and then plugins folder, and in that zip file, right, you're going to have a whole bunch of DLLs, like I said, and it's going to be Helios Macroboard DLL, Open Macroboard SDK.dll, Open Macroboard VirtualBoard.dll, and the Stream Deck Sharp.dll. So those are the 4 DLLs that you're going to copy out of the plugin zip folder that you download, or the zip file that you download, and you're going to stick them over here. Okay, and then when you're done with that, you can fire up Helios, and you can go to interfaces, and we're going to add a Macroboard interface, and so I have a Stream Deck XL, right? That's the 32 button version. So I'm going to pick Stream Deck XL. There is the original size, which I think is, I don't know how many keys are on it. I mean, 9 or 12, or I don't know. I don't have that one. But we'll probably add the other ones in here as well, because I know some people have a 3-button one, a 6-button version, and so on and so forth. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to add the Stream Deck XL. And as soon as you add it, you notice it's kind of a different interface. I mean, it's not a separate control, right? It is a single interface, which means at the moment there's only one page, right? So you can only have 32 buttons in your profile. That's it. So there are some limitations. I know if you're using Stream Deck, the Stream Deck app, you can create multiple folders and different pages or different profiles, and this implementation in Helios is not robust like that. One page of how many ever buttons your Macroboard has. You can change the images and the text on each one, and so why don't we go ahead and I'll just demonstrate some modifications here. We'll I'm gonna right-click Properties, and this is the properties for that particular button. I am not going to have a background on this, and I'm just going to call this F key, okay? Because that's simple. This one right here, I'm going to just put an image on it. I'm going to just select something here. Something that makes sense. Let me go and let's get some buttons. And how about I don't know, one of these. How about fail? Fail looks good. And we'll get rid of the text. So now you have a fail button, right? A fail and an F key. Okay. Now you can't see my Stream Deck, but the images and the text, when you update it in the interface, it updates real time on your Macroboard. So right now, I'm pressing the fail key on my Macroboard. You can see that's the key that's being highlighted in red. So that's a good indicator, as you can see which key is bound to which key in the interface. And of course, here's the F key. So now you can change the brightness. I've not really played too much with this. I'm assuming I've not really dug into the brightness side of it. I'm assuming 0 is off, 100 is the highest, 50 is in the middle. Like I said, very alpha interface. So this F key, let's change what these keys do. Now, obviously, it's a Macroboard, only outputs, right? It only outputs a binding, right? So we got to go to the output binding. And here we have bindings by rows starting with 0, which needs to be changed. And so this would be row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3. So we're at the end. So we're going to go down to row 3, and row 3, button 7 in the output, but it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's button 8 on your keypad. That also needs to be changed. But anyway, for the sake of this this demonstration, we're going to bind to row 3, column 7, which is that key. I'm just going to simply send the F key. Okay. F key. So for button 6, the fail key, I'm going to oh, that's a release. Oops. I should send it on a press. F key on a press. F key. And then on button 6 press, I'm going to report fail, right? So we got 2 key presses. Now you can use any of the other interfaces here. If you are a BMS user and the Falcon interface is in here, you can send callbacks by pressing these keys. Or if the DCS interface has any bindings in here, you can fire those off by just linking the binding to the key, just like you normally would any other switch inside of Helios, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and save this. Macroboard test. Macroboard test, if I spelled that right. Okay, save, not that it matters. Now, you don't actually have to run the control center to test this, right? So because your Macroboard updates in real time, right? So if I press this F key, right, you'll see the F key light up, and it should print an F down here, which it doesn't. Let's try closing out of this and opening it again. Because that's what I did the last time. Okay. So if I press my F key, still not outputting anything. Alright, I'm going to pause the video while I troubleshoot this. Okay, I have sorted out my issue, and I was doing a press key event on a button press, or I was doing a send key event on a button press event, I don't know. Anyway, you might have to save the profile and reopen Helios again to get it to test out right. But in any event, so the fail button here is going to send backspace key. The F key is going to send an F key. So in Notepad, I can test it right now. I can send some F keys, and then I can backspace, right? So that's kind of how that works. And then if I run my profile editor, I'll start the interface. This is the same test, right? F, 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 backspace, backspace, backspace. So that is basically all there is to it at the moment. Like I said, there are some caveats, some limitations. I found out that you can't, if you use the Steam Deck, if you have a Stream Deck, and you're using the Stream Deck application, you're gonna have to quit out of that app before your macro board, your Stream Deck runs right. If you don't use that, you're fine. Like I said, there's only one page of however many buttons are on your macro board. That's all you have to use, so there's a limitation there. There are right now. There's only, as you saw, there's only one image, right? There's no flipping of images. It doesn't respond to session states, right? Because there are no inputs, right? There are no input bindings for the buttons. You can send the buttons to other things, right, inside your Helios interface, but they don't have any input bindings themselves, not at this time. I think that is about all I can think of as far as limitations goes. Like I said, it's alpha, you know, very early state. If you find issues or you can think of improvements, you know, please, you know, enter an issue on the Helios GitHub page, right? And if you have any questions, Wheelchalk, you can hit me up on Discord directly. You can find me on Discord server Duramos Tower, or you can find me on Captain Z's server as well. I usually monitor those two places for anything Helios related. All right. Other than that, enjoy and have a great day.